So you want more faith. But how do you get more faith? Actually, you can even start with saying, what is faith? Faith is the evidence of things hoped for and the substance of things unseen. Faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So when you truly think about faith, you can't have faith without knowing God. To have more faith, to gain more faith, you have to continuously be growing your relationship with God. Simple as that. But the even more interesting thing about faith, what I think is, it's truly not my faith that I'm using. I'm using God's faith. So I have faith in Jesus that everything he did was true and it was accomplished. And through his success, through him dying, raising from the dead, now I serve a living God. Now I put my faith in all the finished works of what Jesus has already accomplished. So I'll give you guys an example. This past week, I was definitely under the weather. And the way I like to phrase it now is, the minute I got sick was the minute I began my healing. Because I believe in the finished works of Jesus. So when I think about actually saying I'm sick or saying I'm this and claiming this to myself, why not use my words to claim the healing that has already been provided for me? You know, because I understand that faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. And the minute that I heard the word that everything you needed was already provided to you through the sacrifice of Jesus's life. His sacrifice provided my prosperity. His sacrifice provided me my existence. His sacrifice at that moment provided me a way out of this virus that was trying to attack my body over the past week. So instead of claiming the sickness out of my mouth, I would rather claim my healing. And that's exactly what I did. I claimed that healing. And I claimed that healing over my daughter, and I claimed that healing over my wife. And over the time, I watched them get better and better and better. But faith is something that is worked every day. You're putting your faith to the test. You're working that faith, right? Because you got to think of it. It's very easy to step out of your faith and start being washed away with the waves of life, right? You think about Peter when he walked on water, you know, because Jesus wasn't the only one who walked on water. Peter also walked on the water. But Peter first said to Jesus, Jesus, if it's you out there on the water, because they were in the middle of a ship, in the middle of a storm, and they were bugging out. And he said, Jesus, if it's you, bid me to come out there. Let me come out there with you. And Jesus said, it is me. So he confirmed it. So Peter took the step and went out there on the water. He did not do that based on his faith. He did it based on the fact that Jesus said it was him. So the only reason why he went and stepped on that water is because he took faith of what Jesus had already done. So now he's walking on the water, but all of a sudden he starts to sink because the waves around him started crashing, and he started taking his eyes off of Jesus and putting them on the world. And every time in our lives that we decide to do that and take our eyes off Jesus, we begin to put our faith in the only other option, which is the world. And it's always going to let you down. You know, the world includes the world itself, you know, the views, the beliefs, the practices, the habits of the world, yourself, your views, your beliefs, your practices, your habits. And the problem with the world and yourself is that it is flawed. I would rather put my faith in someone who is not flawed. And Jesus is that only option. So every time you take your eyes off of him, you put your eyes on the storm, you are subject to sink in life. And maybe that's why you clicked on this video, because wanting more faith is actually not the problem. It's what your faith is in. You know, you can't get any more faith. You know, once you believe in Jesus, you believe in Jesus. It's just that, are you going to keep your eyes on him through the trouble, or are you going to look at the trouble and you're going to give your faith over to the trouble? You see, it's not a process of getting more faith. It's about, where are you putting that faith? That is where you will end up. Put your faith in the storm. Then enjoy the waves. Put your faith in Jesus and enjoy his finished works, which he's provided everything for you. A way out of your troubles. A solution to your problem. A chance to walk on water. Yeah, man. You don't need more faith. But what is your faith in?